Yo, welcome back to another episode of Devo the Alchemist Daily on the Self Prosperity Network. Will be aligned with well-being. We're gonna tap into a couple government projects that you never heard of before, and we're gonna talk about some other things as well, bro. So let's go ahead and tap into uh let's start it off, bro, with project. The first project we're gonna talk about is Project Looking Glad. I listened to my girl Neo newsletter or Neo on TikTok. If you know her, you know her, bro. First time I come through Project Looking Glass is when I listened to Candace. I think it was I want Candace. It was some conspiracy theorist podcast, and that shit was like fire. And I was like, bro, I gotta put that segment on here. And we gotta talk about this shit. So let's listen to Neo explain what Project Looking Glass is, so we can get a better explanation than me, because I couldn't do that good right now.
So have you guys heard of Project Looking Glass? If you haven't, it's basically, long story short, the government, quote unquote, or the elites looking into the future to see what would happen. And basically they found out that over time, especially after 2012, the timelines converged and everything literally had the same exact outcome, no matter how the story was spent. And I think a lot of us forget that the Mayans predicted the world to actually end in 2012. But when we refer to the world, we refer to society in our minds and our collective consciousness. The world never truly ends. Societies and civilizations do. The world is eternal. Consciousness rises, awareness increases, and while all of this is happening, the beings who cannot attain or achieve this are working against it, siphoning whatever energy they can at the last minute. I especially realized, I would say around 2020 is when I started really digging deep into it, that the world as we know it would be completely different by 2030. The 10-year tribulation period, if you would, which is also predicted in the Bible. I also tried to tell people that I did not like Barack Obama when I was younger, and now that I look back on it, it's because I feel like that was the final straw that broke the camel's back. In a sense, the final chance to siphon energy for what we know as this government system. Think about it. The election after Barack took office was with Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. And Donald Trump always told you guys he was going to be the last president. When we look at Biden, and now that he's back in office, it's literally telling you exactly what's happening. That structure within itself has already fallen. What's taking place now is simply just the crumbs, the breadcrumbs that are left. Not only that, but all over the world. I noticed an increase in spirituality around 2012, 2016, but especially in 2020, when the world quite literally stood still. But again, it wasn't the world, it was society. Because that was a period when the rebuilding was really taking place. I low-key feel like that was kind of sort of an era of propaganda to kind of trick people back into that religious psychosis without labeling it religion. And now that I've even come out of that structure myself and realized that yes, we are spirits experiencing this plane as humans, if you will. But just like you're a spirit experiencing this physical reality, you're a physical being experiencing this spiritual reality. The integration is the most important part, and that's why I feel like we're in the integration period. But those who resist that integration and only want to lean to one side, either you're going to be in psychosis spiritually or you're going to be trapped physically. And all roads lead down to this point. The ancient civilizations knew this, but as we fell, as society, not the world, fell in frequency, there became more and more ploys to attack this upgrade or attack this ascension. And so now that we're ascending into a time period where the past nor the future exists, it's only just the present. We're getting back to the point that the ancient civilizations were at. Realizing that there was no ancient, there is no future. It's just the here and now. You gotta exist in the here and now. You have to be. You have to know. And this is exactly why they're sending so many distractions, not only to lower your frequency, but to take your consciousness away from upgrading with most of the collective. Trust and believe the United States is not as big as they think they are. And even in those other countries, those are just names. Those are just societies. That's not the land. That's not the truth. The truth is in knowing who you are. I say, baby.
In fact, where you have to know who you are to know where you're going. If you don't know who you are, you won't know where you're going, and you can be led down any path you want to be. Like even with black people with the voting rights right now, if we don't know who we are, we don't know our history, we don't know what the Voting Rights Act did, we wouldn't even be, like and furious that this shit is going on. And even with like the Donald Trump, bro, the last president, bro, I heard that shit many times, bro. Heard and Ellie Chopper put that shit. I was one of the first like uh probably people that's in the industry that I heard say that shit with Ellie Chopper, bro. I heard, but I was hearing all that shit 2020, nigga. I'm telling you, nigga, if you was tapped in, bro, 2019, 2020, COVID happened, bro. That's facts. The world shifted, nigga. The world shifted from people seeing the truth of what it is, more people waking up, more people getting the sun, more people would staying at home, more people not having to work jobs all fucking day or go to school all fucking day and lose their mind. I think that's really important. Like why a lot of people tapped in during that time because nobody had nothing but to do but to learn yourself because you're at home with shit to do, bro. Like imagine niggas that don't got like games and shit like that. Cause I was playing 2K and shit. I remember my awakening like verbatim, nigga. I always thought of this shit, and I always like understood manifestation. I understood that what I think is what I create, and I always had the experience of just feeling like just like a nigga just could connect with things with the unseen, with the shit we don't see, and things like that, bro. So I know that helped me tap in. I was at home, bro. Nigga couldn't go to basketball practices, distract them all the time. They couldn't do whoop the whoop all the time. Nigga had to focus on what I was doing. And guess what happened, nigga? I remember, nigga, my my spiritual awakening, how I woke up, bro. A nigga was watching what's his name? Spiritual. So first I was watching Get Out in the movie, bro. First the deer scene had me tweaking. And then, bro, a nigga was watching the scene when the lady taps the cup and my guy goes to like the rim where he's falling and he's like in that state of like he's out of control of his body. He's like out of his body. And that's like and I was like, bro, that shit is real. It felt like me. That felt like how I was feeling at that moment. And it's like you know how you come back to your body. Imagine like you float back into your body. That's how I felt that day. It felt like I woke back up, catch my body. Then guess what? Start popping on spiritual soul videos. Um, and I was the first nigga I watched spiritual song. He just exposing everything, and he was talking. Bro, I remember if it was a candle. Everything means something. It was symbology, but the candle was burning. I was like, bro, that fire is like it felt like the fire within me, and that all that knowledge was coming to me. And I remember, bro. I remember, bro, going with some of the guys I used to hoop with and work out with some of my closest friends growing up, bro. I remember I was trying to argue this shit down, bro. Nigga with Christian, I remember this shit, bro. If these niggas remember this shit, my nigga Jordan Noah, I don't know who Marco might have been with him. I remember Coach U and Coach Detroit. Nigga, we argued about the Bible, all different type of shit. And I remember that shit just waking up, coming online, and it says a nigga came online, and I was ready to go argue, talk to everybody about this shit, talk to everybody about what's going on, what niggas don't see and what I see, and like, what I was exposed to and what I had seen with through this third eye, man. You know what I'm saying? Nigga had third eye activation. Nigga, I was ready to go off. Nigga, I was ready to stop hooping. Nigga, I was ready to lock in with life. Nigga, I wish I had started my YouTube when I was 15, 16. Like, I was going through this shit. And I remember I said I had started like a Snapchat, bro. I was like, join this hoe if you want to talk. I was talking about the food shortage and these foods, how the food during that time, bro. That's like when that time when like the food started going to it's not even real meat. It's like deep 3D printed meat, niggas running out of shit, the China Sun, Tucson, all different type of shit. I remember that time I was exposing all that shit on Snapchat. Everything I'm doing now, a nigga was doing that shit on Snapchat, doing that shit on just Snap. Nigga, I just did that shit strictly on Snap on a private story and felt like a nigga was doing something. So all that to be said is like when you go on this journey, bro, waking up, bro, you have to figure out like when you first wake up, bro, you're gonna want to save everybody. You're gonna want to save everybody in the world. You're gonna want to expose the knowledge that you receive and give that to everybody in the world. And everybody in the world is gonna be a certain amount of people, bro. It's gonna be majority of the people is gonna reject that information, reject that knowledge, and in a sense demonize you and say that you going to hell and that because you don't believe in the system they were given and what they believe. You know, their beliefs is that this and that is rich is this evil. You feel me? And when you go through that phase, bro, you're gonna be like, bro, you're gonna feel like the whole world against you. You're gonna feel like all this shit, everything's against me. And whole time is you against you. And whole time is all in your head because you create what you think. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You decide how you react. You feel me to the rejection? You decide how you react when somebody try to get you out of your energy or try to get you riled up. You decide how you react, and that's one of the biggest things I realized. Like, bro, first thing first, I had to realize that I can't wake everybody up, and the knowledge that I receive is for me and not for everybody else. And not everybody else is gonna understand and see what I see. Because some people are so programmed, some people are so in this matrix. Some people cannot unplug from the matrix, and they want to go work the job for the rest of their life. They want to go work for somebody else company for the rest of their life. They want to be underpaid. They want to be um not know the truth of who they are. They don't want to tap into meditation. They don't want to be that. And there's not nothing wrong with them niggas, bro. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just that this information and this knowledge, but this esoteric knowledge is not for everybody. And what did Jesus say for the people that have ears, let them hear. You feel me? And that's for real, bro. I was reading the Gospel of Thomas, bro. Even the Gospel of Thomas, bro. We got to talk about this shit. The Gospel of Thomas, bro, is it was talking about that shit, bro. In the Gospel of Thomas, like, uh, who got the ears, let them hear. Like for real. You feel me? Ears. Is okay. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. You feel me? And he's talking about a spiritual sense. He's not talking about no physical shit. He's talking about spiritual, bro. Like not everybody gonna be able to tap into the truth. Like even like in with the Bible, we gotta talk about this shit. We gotta talk about this shit. We're gonna dive into that shit. We're gonna go over different projects in a minute. Let's go ahead and dive into that shit. The Gospel of Thomas, bro. Nigga was was reading the Gospel of Thomas. You can go look this shit up. I think Marquette has the Gospel of Thomas in their library online. And like that was one of the ones I was reading, bro. And I was reading that shit. I was like, bro, a lot of these sayings this in the Gospel of Thomas are in the Bible. You feel me? A lot of them. And I don't know if I got the screenshots of them on me, fool, but like for real, like this shit was crazy, bro. This shit was crazy. This shit was crazy. Fuck, cause the Gospel of Thomas is not in the Bible. It's a non-canonical um sayings gospel. You feel me? And like we have to realize, bro, 66 the 66 books that was in the Bible was put in the Bible and had to be agreed upon at the and that happened at the Nicaea of the council of Nicaea, bro. And what that was, bro, 16 something. Like this shit was a while back, bro. And we learned this shit in school. My nigga, what's that shit? It would be like it was Protestant against Constantine, all these different things. Like we learned this shit in school, but like the knowledge and the timeline, the time frame, they don't give you all the truth, bro. They give you dibs and dabbles, my nigga. And you have to really research in that shit. But the Gospel of Thomas, bro, it's from the Gnostic text, bro. If you agnostic, which is something I've been tapping into and learning and studying, bro, the Gnostics. And basically, the Gospel of Thomas, bro, it says it speaks on meditation, speaks on that God is not something that's outside of you, but it's within you, and that it doesn't talk about a heaven or a hell that's outside of this realm. It talks about heaven or hell here, and heaven or hell is what you create. You either get to create a heaven, or you get to create a hell, and that's what the Gospel of Thomas has some of that in there as well, bro. Which a lot of people they talk about this shit. They talk about how that's what it is. You feel me? And we have to tap into that shit. We got to. You can't be scared to learn, bro. Because even when I just said that quote, he who has ears to hear, let him hear. That's in the Gospel of Thomas. You feel me? But you can literally look up the Gospel of Thomas, and yes, Marquette University. I'll put the link in the description. It has the online, bro. You can literally go read this shit like what 12 pages, gang. It's 12 pages, bro, and you can go read this shit. It's not that long, bro. I think every Christian, I think anybody that really reads your religion, the Muslims, whatever religion you are, you should read your book fully through, and the shit that they did put in that motherfucker, bro. You feel me? Because I think that's very important, bro. Because like I said, if you don't have the knowledge, bro, how the fuck you gonna know what you're doing? A lot of people don't have knowledge. A lot of people have blind faith. Like it ain't it, bro. We in 2026, gang. We in 2026. You got every fucking research tool in the world. every day. But most people they're not worried about that shit. They just cool with what they're given. You feel me? And what they're given. You know what I'm saying? They don't even go learn the true teachings of a Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? They don't even live the true life of Christ. Christ ain't in no motherfucking churches, gang. Christ was not within the churches, bro. Nigga was flipping tables over in churches, yeah. My nigga Christ was out there in the streets. Nigga, he was tapping in with the burglars, the murderers, the smokers, the drinkers, the broke, the poor, all of it. He was tapping in with everybody, man. So and that shit crazy, bro. And actually, in the Gospel of Thomas, it speaks of the Jewish people. It says it speaks of the Jews and the people that hide knowledge. These Freemasons and people that hide the knowledge, bro. I wish I could find that shit if I had the quotes. But yeah, like it speaks on that shit, bro. And that shit was crazy, bro. I wish I could find that shit, bro. Exactly, but yeah, we gotta start talking about that shit for real, bro. It's like a lot of shit in the Bible that wasn't originally in there. I mean, all the books that's in the Bible had to be agreed upon at the Council of Nicaea, and that shit crazy, bro. That's a whole another topic. We need to tap into that. Could be his own fucking motherfucking episode, just breaking down the Council of Nicaea and how the Bible came form and how these different things had to get accepted and shit. You feel me? But it's excuse me, it's so many different gospels and different books, bro, that wasn't put actually into the Bible. You feel me? You feel me? You feel me? Because the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, you feel me? Has a Gospel of Mary, the Gospel of Philip, the Gospel of Judas, the Gospel of Thomas. You feel me? It's like the Gospel of Peter, the Gospel of John. There's so many different people that they had that has this shit, but as well, I'm not gonna be a nigga that I'll research this shit as well. But some people believe that these texts like Gospel of Thomas, it didn't come directly from the source. It came from it was 100 years after they died or some shit like that. So, and if you ever go tapped in, if you know about the Dead Sea Scrolls, bro, this was a big conversation as well. I'm not sure when they found the Dead Sea Scrolls. Um, the Dead Sea Scrolls. I feel they found these shows like recently, not that long. Oh, they were discovered actually between 1947 and 1956. You feel me? The Dead Sea Scrolls, bro. Ancient Jewish manuscripts. You feel me? And they had a lot of shit, bro. It had a lot of shit in that motherfucker, bro. That tied in, and there was what's the word? It was aligned with what the Bible was saying. You feel me? But we do have to tap in on a deeper level and not just give just take what we're giving. You feel me? And you just can't. You feel me? And another book that's very popular, the Book of Enoch, and that talks about how people coming niggas leaving they're leaving this planet and coming down to this bitch, nigga. That's a whole nother fucking story that we could tap into. And like that's the shit we don't talk about, bro. And they coming out with the alien shit, with the UFO disclosures, trying to drop these files and shit. It's another distraction, bro. These niggas, we already know what's up, bro. These niggas just they are the prime distractor to keep your ass distracted, nigga. They gonna keep your ass distracted by any means, bro. For real. You gotta make sure you control your mind and take control of your mind, bro. But I just went on a rant, bro. Let's tap into these another project, bro. I want to talk about is Operation Mockingbird, bro. And Operation Mockingbird, you're gonna see on this first clip, it shows like every like shit is you are being programmed, my nigga. No matter what you think you are being programmed by your news, by your social media. I mean, yeah, by your social media, by the TVs, by the movies that get into Hollywood to get on these big get into the theaters, because anything that get into the theaters have to be greenlit by Hollywood. You feel me? Anything that gets greenlit has to be greenlit. It has to be accepted. It has to be look over this script and different things. Cause you know how we will have a Mansa Musa movie now. And we have so many different movies. Uh, Hannibal Barker. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking, it's so many different movies we can make, bro. Nigga, we have a million Malcolm X's. Nigga. We got a million Malcolm X's, a million Martin Luther Kings, nigga, but we don't got no Louis Farrakhan movie. Uh, Muhammad Elijah Muhammad movie, bro. Like it's who else? Who's just what's my guy name, bro? I'm trying to think of some shit. Who else could be it? It's plenty of niggas that deserve movies. Simeon Toko, nigga, the nigga that couldn't die. It's some. I think that's actually being made, but there's so many different stories. We have so many stories. John Horace, you know what I'm saying? The truth of the Civil War, how we really freed ourselves. There's so many different stories we can make, but everything is programmed, bro. So let's look into Operation Mockingbird real quick. This shit, chat. What the fuck? Me, bro. It didn't play, bro. It didn't play. I don't know what that shit is, bro. But for real, bro, a lot of shit is programming you to make you believe in a certain way. You feel me? You know, America taught us that every other country has propaganda, and they never taught us about their own propaganda. We have to realize that shit. You have to come to the realization of that shit as well, bro. And don't take it personal, bro. Nigga, it is what it is now, bro. You feel me? But look, now with this, what we gotta do? You know what we gotta do now, nigga? You gotta seek the truth. You feel me? You have to seek the truth. You have to seek the truth, and if you seek the truth, bro, it's gonna it's gonna free you. Only the truth can free you, bro. Knowledge is power, bro. Applied knowledge is even more powerful. You feel me? But I'm gonna actually end it here, bro. We did a fucking tangent on the Gospel of Thomas in the Bible, so I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna get up with y'all guys tomorrow, man. 21-minute episode today. We're gonna keep it short. Try to drop every fucking day this week. Back on the grind, bro. I love y'all. See y'all guys on next episode, man. 444. Hit that subscribe button.